do I feel good today? What's up, everybody? I am the coach. This is your sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it Driving the Line. We're here every single weekday live at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, if you haven't watched DTL Golf, I encourage you to do that. It is live in your feed right now. Later today, we'll have a very special little 10, 15-minute episode to talk about the new PGA Tour announcement that was made this morning. But we've got a lot to get to. Before we look forward, we must look back. A solid day at the brand yesterday. Look at all those green check marks. You know us. We just want to win more than we lose. And yesterday we did that. Jacob 2-1, Howie 2-1, AB 2-1. That's how we get it done. So without further ado, let's bring in my partner. Oh, here he is right there. AB, bring him in right now. And AB, a loaded show today. And I got to tell you, the production value of what you and our production staff is doing is next level. We've got new universe members, new crew members that are coming on very, very shortly. But as always, good morning. And what's the crew's play of the day selections today, sir?
Good morning, Coach. Yeah, production is looking fantastic. Really hope the bosses really take care of those guys doing that. That'd be fantastic. All right, here is what the crew has to pick from for today. First, Notre Dame, Virginia over, this is not a typo, 115.5 at -110. Purdue, -12.5. Nikola Jokic, are you going with the triple-double at +165 and a little two-leg NBA parlay? Bulls money line, Magic money line at +160. Poll is in the chat. Vote now, and we will update it at the end of the show for which one is the crew's play of the day.
I tell you what, the chat is very, very smart. They usually pick a good one. That Jokic triple-double, that looks juicy to me. I like that +165. They're playing in Oklahoma City tonight. We may or may not have a pick on that game later in the show. AB, if you don't mind, I'm already tired of looking at your face. I need something else. It's time for the rundown. Oh, it's time to talk Super Bowl. You know what time it is. Look, we got one new face and one face back for the second time this week. Now, we've got to be polite here at Driving the Line. Let's welcome in for the very first time, and I need all of you to say welcome, Ben. He is a sports betting wizard. Ben Fawkes, welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for having me. I love the production value. Love the music.
See? And now you get your check because you said exactly what I wanted you to say. Now, the other man, he set in for me on Mondays because sometimes I got to travel. I'm going to miss some shows. He's live from Miami. He is Jonathan Zaslow, the Z-Man. Good morning, Z.
Good morning, guys. You wouldn't know. I mean, I'm here in Miami. It is a little bit nipply outside. It is chilly these days here in South Florida. I went outside, walked the dogs when I woke up. It's a little bit cold, but still very nice.
You don't know. That's AB's favorite kind of weather. It really is. Nipply. All right, we got a lot to talk about this morning. And Ben, you have spent years in Las Vegas, and we're not just all about the picks here on the show. We're about knowledge is power. Educate and entertain. Let's start right there. This is the only game all year where you get 2 weeks to make your bets. Right now, where is most of the money coming in on the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so this has been really interesting so far. We saw on Sunday night this open. As soon as the 49ers basically recovered that onside kick, 49ers opened as about a 2.5-point favorite. Saw 1 -3 at FanDuel. That was quickly snapped up. So 49ers -2.5. And we saw the bets come in initially on the Chiefs. That went down to 2 to 1.5. Even got as low to 49ers -1. That was kind of the point of resistance that we've seen, where we saw some big bets then come in on the Niners. So if I had to make kind of the claim, I'd say the public right now is all over the Chiefs, probably like 70% of the bets on the Chiefs, and some more respected money, some also bigger bets on the Niners at -1. We've seen that number tick back up now. So now we're back at 49ers -2, which is where we started at a lot of books. So we've kind of come full circle, a lot of money line bets on the Chiefs as well, figuring the spread potentially isn't as relevant, right? If you're under a field goal, getting the Chiefs +1.5, +1, why not just take them on the money line as well? So we kind of started out 49ers -2, And now we're back at a lot of places at 49ers -2.
And it kind of feels like, Z, based off that information, that there's a lot of bettors that got kicked in the teeth last week when they didn't jump all over the Chiefs +4.5. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I essentially was one of those guys where it was one of those bets to me. I was telling AB this the other day. It's one of those bets to me that you look back and you're like, how would I not see that? If I'm getting points with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, it's like if back in the NBA Finals in the early and then late 90s, Michael Jordan and the Bulls are getting points, and instead you're betting Utah and you're betting Seattle. It's like, what was I thinking? And I think Mahomes is that guy now where wherever the game is and whatever the stakes are, if they're going to give you points, what am I doing not taking advantage of that? So I felt really stupid by Sunday night, especially when it was 4.5. I like the Chiefs getting points. Until they actually lose the game and don't cover, I think I'm just always going to like Mahomes getting points now.
Why are we not looking, AB, based off that take, at how the 49ers are also playing? They've allowed a lot of points, and they have not even come close to winning the game till late in the fourth quarter.
That part is fascinating. We've seen the same game plan as well, not game plan, but how it's gone about against the Packers and then the Lions, that they had to come back and win those games. Like the Lions game, as much and as large of a comeback as that was, it wasn't even the same as what the Packers game. Like they were lucky to get out of there alive. So I'm fascinated at that. That is, the Chiefs and Mahomes are not a team or a quarterback that you want to play from behind against, because they just keep coming. Now, I'll say this, 2 things. Number one, if you don't follow Ben on Twitter, do it now. I'm telling you, if you think my stats are at least somewhat legit and kind of off the wall, this dude has got them up and down, left and right. He is the information spot for everything betting. And I throw this question back to him. What does a spread of like 1.5, what does that do to parlays? Because parlays are obviously such a big part of the Super Bowl, but then when you have a spread that's so small, you're almost essentially playing money lines. Again, you might not have the answer to it, but yeah, I'm just fascinated at that portion of it.
Yeah, it's a good question. And the betting public has definitely trended now, right, to more of those same game parlays and stacking a bunch of things together. You're still going to have that with Travis Kelce anytime touchdown and Patrick Mahomes rushing touchdown and all of those different things. I think it takes away some, right, because you also have one game, the potential for a teaser, right? If you have the Chiefs potentially +2 or +2.5, seems like a nice teaser leg, right? You got get them up to +8, +8.5, but you have to have something else to tease that with.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already joking on Twitter. Hey, can you give me the Hall of Fame game line, right? Let me or something. So people will find it. Obviously, you can tease the total up or down. That's a potential way to go. But I think no matter what, people find a parlay that they like and stick a couple legs in there. But it is interesting, especially with a spread that close. And I think we're going to see a ton of big bets as well for this specific Super Bowl because of that spread.
I'm so glad you just said that, Ben. By the way, shout out to Tom in the chat. He says, oh, my God, it's Ben Fawkes. I felt the same way when Jacob said he was coming on the show today, Tom. I felt the same way. Speaking of big bets, what's the biggest one that you've heard of coming out so far?
Yeah, it is really surprising to me. Usually in the Super Bowl, last couple of years, we've gotten anywhere between 5 and 7-figure bets, right? So that's over $1 million and up. Including last year, there's actually $1 million teaser, which I think was on the spread and the total. But so far, we've had $1 million bet. That was on the 49ers money line, -120 from a bettor in Michigan at Caesars Sports. It's really early to have that on a Monday before the Super Bowl playing, in 2 weeks. So if that's any indication, I think we're going to get a ton more of those. We also saw a fun one. Everyone always likes the coin toss. Somebody bet $100,000 on tails. Why not? Put $100,000 on the coin toss, get it over early. And then one other notable one I thought to mention, also in Michigan, $200,000 on Brock Purdy to win the MVP at +240. So again, people also see that has come up the last couple of years too, right? If you like a team, potentially bet on their quarterback to win the MVP because you get +240. as opposed to, let's say, the Niners money line, which is going to be minus 120 or something like that.
Dan Campbell's firing those bets out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to do something. He's going for everything fourth down. We know that. Z, with all these big bets, all I'm hearing, though, is that the bets are coming in, the big ones on the 49ers, even though 70% of all the bets are coming in on the Chiefs. Are you surprised that the big ones are on San Francisco?
Well, no, because it's a team that's been, you look at the body of work, right? And I've been doubting the Chiefs. Like, I'm off the doubting the Chiefs bandwagon at this point, but I've been doubting the Chiefs all year long. I know the San Francisco 49ers went through that 3-game losing streak. They started out 5-0. They lost 3 in a row. They were dealing some injuries. They come back from the bye week, and then they go on a run again. And then, of course, they find themselves in the Super Bowl. You look at the body of work, and San Francisco really from day one, besides that one hiccup there in the middle of the season, has been a Super Bowl contender. There's been a lot of doubt around the Chiefs. It's funny, right, where Travis Kelce last year when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl and he does the whole, everybody doubted us. This is my Travis Kelce impression. Everybody doubted us. Nobody thought we were going to win. It's like, hold on, Travis. Everyone thought you were going to win. You were the best team all year. Get out of here. If Travis Kelce wants to go that route this year, okay. That's a good point. Everybody's been doubting you guys all season long, and look at you now. That'd be a fair point. But you look at the body of work, and I could understand all that big money coming in on San Francisco because they have been actually by far the better team of the two this season.
Yeah, Mark liked that impersonation of Travis Kelce, by the way.
It's a good one.
At least one person did. Yeah. TJ says AB, with AB's advice yesterday to not wait, bet the big names. Excuse me. If you're on the under, you should then, of course, wait and get a better number close to the game.
Correct.
They're listening to you.
Correct. Yeah, it's smart. I mean, and Ben, feel free to jump in on it. Yesterday we were speaking about, how the public, you have 2 weeks to bet. The public will jump in heavy next week, and star player props, they're not going to go down. They're only going to go up. So if you're looking at Patrick Mahomes, Kelce, McCaffrey, etc., like if you're playing the unders, absolutely wait, because the public and the sharp money, they'll drive those numbers up for you. But if you're playing overs, get your tailgate in now, because those numbers aren't going down.
No doubt. Speaking of those bets, Ben, let's come to you right now because you sent us 5 of the top prop bettors, and then you can answer AB's question as a part of this. We have a great graphic for you. Talk us through some of the bets that the public is already on, and maybe the sharps too.
Yeah, so you'll see certainly with this graphic, you'll notice one thing in common, right? And that is everything is over. So Brock Purdy over 11.5 rushing yards, the number one bet by ticket count at one sportsbook. Isaiah Pacheco over 68.5 rushing yards. Travis Kelce over 72.5 receiving yards. Christian McCaffrey over 90.5 rushing yards. That one makes a lot of sense. A couple people I've spoken with do think the 49ers are going to run the ball a lot against the Chiefs, unlike the Ravens. And Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions. I would add, too, to what you guys were saying on the 49ers. I talked to an odds maker during this season, and he had the 49ers as 5 points better than everyone at that point in the season. And the Chiefs would not have been the number 2 team, right? So if this game was played, in the middle of the season, we could have seen a spread 49ers -5, potentially higher. It just, what we've seen from the Chiefs, obviously coming back over the last couple of games and winning those outright, and the Niners kind of eking them out, has gotten the spread a little closer to where it would have been in the middle of the season. The Chiefs 10-1-1 for Patrick Mahomes against the spread as an underdog, 9-3 outright. That's generally why people don't want to bet against him right now.
Can we just let that marinate for a second? We tell you all the time. This is what, AB? This is our 13th show of the rebrand and the relaunch, and it's so smart to have Ben and Z on and to think about this kind of stuff and not just blindly bet your favorite player. That's what this show is all about, not just about the picks. Let me reemphasize that. So, Z, let me come to you. You're seeing this amazing graphic that AB made. Amazing. But I need you to pick one that you like more than all of the rest that you would play today.
Yeah, the price is a little bit rough, but I look at Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions, and I'm going to stop short of calling it a lock, but I love Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions. Throughout the year, his production has been down throughout the season, and we know with the Chiefs, the trust in the other wide receivers, it's certainly not there based on their production. I know Rashee Rice really came on the second half of the season and really the only wide receiver that Patrick Mahomes probably trusts outside of Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get to the postseason, and it's like, I got to go back to the guy I trust the most. And he didn't have very many games over 6.5 receptions in the regular season, but in the 3 postseason games, he's averaging 9 targets a game. 2 of those 3 games, he had a double-digit targets. So I love Travis Kelce over 6.5. It really feels like, all right, it's enough putzing around. I got to go to the guy that I trust the most, the guy that I've won Super Bowls with in the past. And I think San Francisco could be ahead for a good portion of this game. So I think we're going to see a lot of Mahomes going to the guy he trusts. So Travis Kelce over 6.5. It's why the price is minus 140. I love over 6.5 receptions for Kelce.
11 catches, a $116, and a touch against the Ravens. And by the way, all of a sudden, Z, you are dead to me. The 49ers ahead most of the game? Stop.
Oh, I don't think they're going to win, but I think they're going to be ahead for a lot. You're going to see a lot of passing from Mahomes. I like the Chiefs to win the game.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. All right, AB, Kelce. We know at minus 140 here, driving the line, sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze. But where are you going?
I am going right to the top of the list. Brock Purdy over 11.5 rushing yards. Love that play. And I saw Big Cheesy in the chat say he got it at 10.5 yesterday. Attaboy. Listening to it. That's how you get value. Well done on that. I like Purdy here. Obviously, you know, we've already played Patrick Mahomes over 4.5 rushing attempts. I don't hate Brock Purdy's rushing attempts at all. Love the rushing yards here. Very attainable number.
All right. A lot of good discussion this morning. You know, we've got, 10, 11 more days. We'll be talking Super Bowl every single day here on the show. But, Ben, before I let you get out of here, is there any other great advice you can give our fan base, our universe, as they start to think and place their Super Bowl bets?
So I think one is just with props and the way you're thinking about the games. I see a lot of advice out there kind of that everything should go towards putting all your eggs in one basket, right? And by that, I mean, you have a game script. You think whatever you think, the Niners are going to win 30-10, and all of your props are towards that, right? So Brock Purdy over and George Kittle over and, you know, Christian McCaffrey 3+ touchdowns. If the Chiefs win 30-10, you're going to lose probably most of those bets. So I generally recommend kind of looking at it from almost like a stock market portfolio perspective. You don't want to have everything tied into one result. You want to have a couple of props in there where if the game goes a different way, you're still cashing some of those bets, or some props, right? Like a total on the game where maybe it doesn't matter who wins. The game goes under 47.5, you can cash that as well. So don't only look kind of towards one game outcome with all the props that you have. Try and balance it a little bit with teams and opposing players so that, again, if it goes the opposite way you thought, you don't lose all of your bets there instead of just one bet.
I will ask the entire universe and everybody watching Driving the Line right now, after listening to him for the last 15 to 20 minutes, I've got one very simple question for all of you. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Ben, welcome to the crew. Can't wait to have you on again, probably before the Super Bowl, sir. Thank you.
Anytime, guys. Appreciate it.
Our man, Ben Fawkes. We call him our sports betting wizard here at Driving the Line. But now, let me look at my notes. It's time to make some picks. Let's bet the board. It's almost not even a fair fight. It's really almost not even a fair fight what the show looks like now. Look at who it is. The man that day after day after day just brings picks that, quite frankly, I can't even find. And you keep cashing tickets. Jacob, good morning. How are you?
Good, Coach. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Now, I just broke every rule of broadcasting that I hate when somebody just wastes 15 seconds asking how you're doing. Of course, you're doing great. So we've got another day of English Premier League soccer. Yesterday at halftime at Arsenal game, it didn't look very good. But in the second half, we got things going. Today, 3 games, some big-time names on the pitch. Where are we going?
We are going to start off, like you said, in the Premier League with Tottenham taking on Brentford. Brentford, not a very good road team, currently sitting in 15th place. They have lost 4 out of their last 5 overall, 5 out of the last 6, and they have allowed 5 out of the last 6 games for their opponent to score over 1.5 goals on the road. Brentford did win at Tottenham the last time they were there in May. But this Tottenham team is rolling right now with 7 out of the last 10 games going over 1.5 team total goals. They're also 7-3 at home, and they've just really been crushing it at home lately. And I think they take it to this Brentford team. So because of that, I am on minus 0.75. So half the bet at a half goal, half the bet at 1. They win by 1, you win half your bet. And then their team total over 1.5. And then my second game is in La Liga. I am taking on Atletico Madrid versus Rayo Vallecano. Sorry about the name. Sorry, guys. Rayo, just a dominant team right now. They have won 12 out of the last 17 games. They are unbeaten at home in the last 22 matches, and they're taking on a Rayo team who has just 2 wins in the last 16 overall. They have not scored in 4 out of their last 5 matches and have just 2 road wins since August of last year. And that, combined with the fact that 7 out of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have seen one team score. I like the under 4.5 in this game. So this is a pre-built parlay. It's Atletico Madrid and under 4.5 goals.
And if you're wondering why Jacob would play the under 4.5, it's a really smart way to bring the number down. And the only time that it really starts to get sweaty is if the other team goes up 1-0, and then you've got to get 2-1. But I like that play because you get it at minus 130. Tottenham, they've been solid. Brentford has been a sieve, especially the last 2 or 3 weeks. A lot of teams have been scoring against them. So, Jacob, well done. Continue your hot streak. Are you going to go back in the chat for me for the rest of the show? Yes?
Of course.
My man. That is Jacob, our soccer and NHL aficionado and our official senior brand manager here at Driving the Line. All right, let's bring the boys back in because these two guys, and I got to address something, A, B, Z, before we get to our picks, because I am sick and tired of certain people in the chat talking trash as if I won't step up to the plate. And you know who we're talking about. Big Cheesy, I'm looking you straight in the eye. So, AB, as our merch store launches tomorrow, we hope, tomorrow, it got me to think what a nice little Super Bowl bet would be for me and Big Cheesy. What do you guys think about this? Because I don't want to send him a Venmo. I don't want him to send me a Venmo. What if we do this? That if the Chiefs win, then Big Cheesy has to go out to a store and buy a Chiefs jersey, take a picture of it, send it to us. We get to put it up on the show. If I lose, I have to go out and buy a 49ers jersey, and I have to wear it for an entire show here on Driving the Line. Do we like that bet?
I love that bet. You just tell me what to do on here, and I got you covered.
All right. Sir, if you don't mind, hit the music.
That's the music that comes with the program. We're going to have a better song for it. I just wanted to make the worst joke of all time.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was a terrible song. We'll have that sound.
Terrible.
I had to make it awful.
We were just teasing you, but not with the showdown. Big Cheesy, if you
that showdown's real. Yeah.
Oh, that's real. Big Cheesy, if you're in, just write, I'm in, coach. That's all I need you to say. And for all of you out there, if you're with me, say, riding with you, coach. If you're with Big Cheesy, put riding with Big Cheesy. That's all I need to read right there. Big Cheesy said, what was that? We're just messing with you. We like to have fun here Driving the Line. We're allowed.
It's a good question.
Yeah. All right. Z's sitting over there going, what the hell is this?
Well, it's Big Cheesy. So, I mean, is he like a known huge 49ers fan? Is that the deal?
He lives in Sacramento. Yeah. He lives in Sacramento. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And that's, and then he brags, he beat me one time. And he brags about it every single day as if, he lives off of that. You know what I mean?
But doesn't have to be more than him buying a Chiefs jersey and just taking a picture. Like, he's got to, go to the supermarket or something. Like, he's got to go out and people see him like, yo, Big Cheesy, what are you doing with a Chiefs jersey? I thought you were a Niners guy. Like, He's got to go repping the Chiefs then. It can't just be, hey, I'm going to hold up this picture for Coach and AB, right?
I like where your head's at. Yeah, because I'm going to be on national YouTube. So, yeah, you're right. I need to have pictures, not only Big Cheesy, of you in the jersey, but with 3 other people at said places. I like that. If you're still in with that, because you're right, that's not enough. He could be in his own house. There's no embarrassment there.
I mean, let's just all right, whoever loses has to just go find Taylor Swift. That's what you have to do. Just get Taylor Swift on the show.
Yesterday, by the way, I was listening to a bunch of radio. They literally spent like an hour talking about whether or not she could make it from Tokyo to Las Vegas from her concert to the game. That was like an entire hour on one sports radio. Would you ever do that, Z? Would you ever spend an hour?
No, I don't have to spend an hour on it because you put the time frames. Okay, she's going to gain half a day because they're out ahead of us in Tokyo. You subtract the time flying over to Vegas. It's about 13 hours. She's in a private jet. She's going to get there in time. See, I did all that in 30 seconds. You don't need an hour. I just did it. She's going to be there.
Thank you, Z. We appreciate you. And so do all the people that despise the whole Taylor Swift conversation. All right. Tom says Cheesy should have to read a statement prepared by Coach in the Chiefs jersey, which can be aired on the show and immortalized.
That's good too.
Oh my God.
That's good too.
Oh my God. That's
you have to read a book of the Bible on the show. All right. King James version. It's going to be tough.
The chat is amazing. All right. I think we've secured what it's going to be. I need 3 pictures with other people outside of your house on your side, and I'll wear it the entire show in front of millions and millions. You know what I mean. All right. Gentlemen, we've got picks to get to. Z, I'm looking at yours, and you went straight 3 NBAs. You start us off. Explain yourself.
Yeah, so there's 2 huge games, at least attention-wise, in the association tonight. And one of them's in Brooklyn, and that's the Phoenix Suns. And Kevin Durant making his return to Brooklyn tonight. He already said he doesn't want a video tribute. Guys, I don't know how you feel. I hate the video tributes, all right? You want to do a video tribute for a guy who played for your team for 10 years, maybe even won a championship? Great. The idea of a video tribute for Kevin Durant, whose entire time down there in Brooklyn was a mess. It was a circus. It was a complete disaster. A video tribute for what? For stressing out the Nets fans for 3 years and doing no winning? Kevin Durant's, I rarely agree with Kevin Durant. He's right about this one. He doesn't want a video tribute. But what he definitely does want is to go in there and play really great. This Brooklyn team, they've been playing better of late, but they're still not any good. Phoenix has been rolling, all right, between Booker, Beal, and, of course, Durant, who I expect to be a monster tonight. I love the Suns -3.5 in Durant's return video tribute, in his return to Brooklyn tonight. The Magic, I love the Magic giving 5 points tonight, even though they're on the road, even though they're in a stretch right now where they have not been playing good basketball. Because what's the elixir, the Magic elixir to when your team is not playing well? You play the San Antonio Spurs, all right? And a number of just 5, it's a pretty low number. In NBA standards, it's high, but it's pretty low when you're playing the Spurs. They're horrendous. It doesn't matter if the Spurs are home or away. They're equally bad. I think they have just 5 wins both home and away, so it doesn't matter where you play them. I like the Magic getting back on track, only having to lay 5 points at San Antonio. And the Rockets, I'm always going to like home NBA dogs, but especially a Rockets team that's actually one of the better home teams in the Western Conference. So I really like Houston tonight, getting 3 points. You'll see there, obviously, it's -115. That doesn't faze me. You can't be scared. I'm not scared of -115. They're taking on a Pelicans club that's been struggling of late. But for me, that one's more about the Rockets being a really good home team, and they're getting points. So Suns -3.5, Magic -5, Rockets +3. I'm staring right at 3-0 tonight. Come on.
AB, you know what I want to do? I want to take the last 90 seconds and take it off and put it up so people who are about ready to be on Shoot Your Shot understand what it takes to be at the absolute highest level. You got to be able to give a take. You got to be able to make a pick and make it understood, because next week we're starting that show, and we have a lot of people that want to be a part of that show. Do you think that's a good idea, AB?
I think it's a phenomenal idea. That is literally the standard right there. I like it.
That's the standard. All right, AB, last night we were sweating late. We had South Carolina team total over 60.5. We got to 63. We had the under 137.5, sweat free. So, big boy, I'm looking at yours. Let's just start with your college basketball, and I'll come back to your NBA.
Sounds good. We are going back to the Southeastern Conference here. Down here, I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, so right stuck in the middle. Alabama -5.5 against the Georgia Bulldogs. We're going to take the Crimson Tide here, a very good shooting team. Georgia will give up points. Georgia will score points as well. Take a look at the over here if you like it kind of high. I'd rather play the spread. Alabama, after that loss to Tennessee a couple games ago, needs to keep winning. This is an important game. I'm going to take them with the spread. Next, Kentucky, one of the best teams at home in college basketball, taking them -5.5 against the Florida Gators. Look, Florida will give up a ton of points. They can score some too. However, Kentucky, when playing at home, is averaging almost 90 points a game. And John Calipari, we spoke about it last week. We're going to play it again. He has a Ferrari that he is ready to let rip. This Kentucky team is good. They're going to be even better once the tournament gets here. So we'll take them -5.5. And just out of damn principle, Florida, Kentucky under 171.5. What is this, an NBA game? I mean, yeah, we had to sweat 137.5 last night with South Carolina and Tennessee. Now, don't get me wrong. Florida can score. Kentucky can really score. But 171.5, dude, out of principle, man. I got to play the under.
Both teams got to get to 85. Shout out to Alfredo. He says, I added the first half under to that South Carolina play yesterday for the SGP insurance. That's
Boom.
taking the knowledge, taking the information. Hashtag it pays to watch live. Now, I'm going to give you Howie's picks. And Z and AB, I want you to tell me which one you like the most. Because Purdue -12.5, UCF +2.5, Virginia -13.5, and we know they play slow, so that's a sweaty one. Memphis -14.5, Providence +12.5. If you haven't seen the video from yesterday and you missed yesterday's show, I encourage you to go to my social media page or go to Driving the Line and watch Howie Schwab lose his mind over not being able to figure out his tech, something we love the most here at the show. So, Z, when you look at those five, and I know I didn't prepare you for this, which one do you like the most?
I'm in on it, man. That's okay. You know
All right.
what? I like UCF +2.5. They're a home dog. You know, I understand Baylor's a ranked team. It's really hard at times to win on the road in college basketball. These are kids, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Playing home versus the road is a much different story. They're not a highly ranked team, Baylor. So you got a team that's number 18. UCF's at home. It's a small number for a reason. So I like the home dog, UCF +2.5.
Yeah, they've had a couple of good games, good wins this year as well in the last couple of weeks. AB, where are you headed with these?
Yeah, I like that play. UCF, that's solid. You know, Virginia, I look at it, -13.5. And again, the total is 115.5. I mean, that is a tough middle there to get Virginia with that many points and not that many points expected to be scored. So I find that one fascinating. Yeah, UCF is solid. Purdue, that is a solid basketball team too, but I'll roll. You know what? I'll take the Purdue here at 12.5, just so we don't all jump on UCF. I'll roll with Purdue there. And also, real quick in the chat, our man Moshe asked if we would play Kentucky -6. Absolutely, definitely would, and hope the baby's doing well.
Are you done ruining my flow?
Apologies.
Zach says Baylor is 1-2 on the road and a 3-game losing streak. That's why Z is who he is. All right. My apologies, AB. So I'm going to do mine right now because in the chat, I think you have the numbers wrong, Michael. You're asking about Fleetwood over McElroy, and you said Fleetwood is -160, McElroy is +130. If that's the price, then you have it all wrong because McElroy comes in. He won the last one. Fleetwood did beat him by a stroke the tournament before that over in Dubai. But Fleetwood, I'm taking him -130 over JT Poston just because he is in form. He just won earlier this month. I like how he's playing. JT Poston is good, but I just think Fleetwood is better. And Michael, to your point, don't bet those numbers. They're wrong. you might have had them flipped maybe. And if you haven't flipped, I wouldn't mind Fleetwood at plus 130, to be honest with you. But not at minus 160 over Rory. No chance. And then I'm going to go to the NBA with my man Z. And we're going to go Thunder, money line, minus 115. They've lost 2 in a row. They have essentially the exact same record as their opponent tonight, the Denver Nuggets. And sometimes there are benchmarks throughout the year that you got to get extra up for and say, you know what? When it comes to the playoffs, I got to be able to beat this team. And we need to know it. Tonight is one of those nights. So I'm going to take the Thunder, very small money line. The spread's only 1.5, but I'll spend the extra 5 cents and get the money line. All they got to do is win the game. All right, AB, I only see 2 more bets on the board that need to be explained. You're up.
You spoke about a bench. Well, I'm going to throw a bench at CJ McCollum. If he screws me one more time, he's going on the list forever. All right, we're playing a 2-leg NBA parlay here, and it's like poker. I am so pot committed on CJ McCollum screwing me 2 games in a row that I've got to keep going here. All right, so plus 185, we need Jokic over half of a 3. 1 3-pointer. Let's knock that down. CJ McCollum, dude, we cannot go 1 for 9, 1 for 7, 2 for 6. All right, you're going to have more than 1 3-pointer by the 4th quarter. I'm tired of sitting here sweating it, watching Pelicans games. All right, I think McCollum gets it done. He's way too good of a shooter, right? It's like, dude, how many bad games are you going to have? You are a good shooter. Look, I've already eaten it twice. I got to make my money back, which, again, I'm chasing. Not good, not smart. Pretty better out there, but damn it, I want my money back. So Jokic, McCollum, plus 185. Let's go.
Having to sweat out Pelicans games is such a bad night. Such a bad way to spend your evening.
Dude, here's the thing is like McCollum is bricking threes left and right. Then Zion, who weighs 400 pounds, is just drilling them. You're like, my God, McCollum, what are you doing? Herbert Jones is out here smashing half-court shots. Like, come on, bro. That scary mascot, that thing that's like a king cake baby. That thing's frightening, by the way. Apologies.
If you guys don't stop, we're going to have to do Driving the Line After Dark every single night just to sweat our picks. And then my family's going to say, we never see you. Because that's what I want to do. That's exactly what I want to do, is watch AB sweat the Pelicans at 9:45 Eastern time.
Yeah, if you want to see a cell phone, go through a Samsung about 8:45 Central. Yeah, just swing on over. I'll turn the live cam on when we get to go.
All right. I think we've made it through all the bets. What an incredible show today. Z, before we let you get out of here, any final thoughts for the good people in the universe?
I would just say, listen, I'm enjoying hanging out with you guys. I hope my picks come through for you guys. I want to make sure that I put you guys in the right direction here. I feel good about all 3 of my picks. I'm excited for next week, man. I know you guys are going to be all over all the prop bets for the Super Bowl. It's such a fun week when we head into Super Bowl week. So, yeah, I'm glad to hang out with you guys. And everybody out there in the crew, you can listen to Zaslow Show 2.0 wherever you get it, wherever you get your podcast. I would list all the places that you can get it, but I'll be here forever. It's everywhere, all right? So you could listen to Zaslow Show 2.0 wherever you're at. There you go.
Can you tweet that out, and then we can retweet that for you to make sure people can find you?
I'm good at Twitter. I could put it out there. I will do that.
Awesome. Well, we love you. You are officially a part of the crew, and you're going to be on here all the time, and we are thrilled for that. All right?
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
You got it. He is Jonathan Zaslow, the Z-Man, here on Driving the Line and down there in Miami. See you probably next week sometime. All right, we need our 2-shot. We need our 2-shot. See you, Z. Now, got a couple of things that we've got to take care of before we get to the finish line. Now, I say this tentatively, AB. So our merch store is just about ready to go. I had a long conversation yesterday. We're on the same page. Eduardo. And I can't wait for Eduardo to come on the show. He's going to be a great character for us. So tomorrow, we should have the QR code ready, should have the merch store ready, and I'm fired up to officially, finally, have our very first featured item out there. Are you?
I'm very fired up. And look, I know that this has been a conversation that's gone for about 1.5 years. So I'm with you there. Yeah, fired up, man. Eduardo, dude, here you're doing a great job, bro.
He is. He is. And the other thing is, we're hoping on Friday, if not Monday morning, the club will be live as well. And we're telling you, you'll have basically the easiest way to describe it is they'll have more access to us, but also an opportunity to participate. What can the people kind of, if they join our very exclusive club, what can they anticipate, AB?
Oh, God. Look, first off, we're going to show you and give you access to anything and everything you want. Like I said, if you want to watch an iPhone go through a Samsung, we're going to live stream all that. But no, we're going to have fun, interactive shows. We're going to walk through bets. We're going to have so many special guests as well. Legitimately, I swear to you, I just texted Coach 2 days ago with 9 different former NFL players that want to come on, big names that you know that want to come hang out. You're going to have access to them. You're going to have access to some of the best bettors in the game and how they approach it and go about it and get to talk and speak and get to know these people personally, plus so much more, man. It's going to be awesome.
We're building a universe. We are building a one big family. We're all literally, it sounds cheesy. Sorry, big cheesy, but it's true. In order to be successful and also feel like you're a part of something, this is where you need to be. We value you, and we want you to know that, but also we want to educate you, and we all want to do it together. So that will be live on Friday. You'll have a very special part of YouTube that you'll get to go to for only the crew members. I'm telling you, I'm excited about it. I'm excited. I think I'm most excited, AB, about Shoot Your Shot. I want to see what diamonds in the rough are out there. You know what I mean? There's got to be somebody, and maybe they just want to come on for 15 seconds of fame. You know what I mean?
Hey, and we're going to produce it for you just like it's a live show. We're going to have graphics, everything. And I know that there's a lot of people looking to build like brands and get into sports betting, all of that. Right here. We're going to get you started right here, legitimately. So, yeah, that's just another big part of it. It's going to be fun.
If you want to be a part of it, send a video. Doesn't have to be produced. iPhone, put it up. We just need to see you and hear you to drivingtheline@gmail.com, and we'll pick 4 to 5 people every single week and have a full show. It's going to be a ton of fun, and we'll also update you on everything else we have coming out as well. But it's all the damage we can do. It is now time for the closing bell.
Feel like we're on a mission right now. That's how I love to end this part right here. All right, the Crew's play of the day. They have chosen Nikola Jokic, triple-double, plus 165. Ready to go tonight. I feel it. We're on his three-point play as well. Had a triple-double his last game out. No, he's going to come out and show out. That's what this man does constantly. So, Jokic is the play for the Crew tonight.
All right. Felt really good about today, AB.
Me too.
I felt really good about today. I really, really did. I encourage you, if you haven't done it, go watch DTL Golf. Me, RD, Steve Scott, Fast Eddie, breaking down everything about Pebble Beach. Also, later this morning, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll have about 10 to 15-minute discussion with me and Steve Scott. It's not going to be live. You can't be in the chat about the new partnership that was announced this morning and what it means for the future of the PGA Tour. Remember, I work for the PGA Tour, and Steve Scott also worked for the PGA Tour. So you'll have our honest opinions on how we feel about that and what it means going forward. But as always, we thank you. Thank you. Thank you for making us a part of your morning every single day. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Lobo, my man Ben Fawkes, bringing all the knowledge. My man Z, live from Miami. How good is he? And my partner, as always, AB, who allows Jacob onto the show. And our entire production staff. The show looks like $1 million. It is TV ready in week number 3. Nobody else can do that. I'm simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.